Hello, everybody.
Lane speed limit is
Starting week
35
5 off
miles
with
per
probably
hour.
the
Your
stupidest
exit is
decision
clear.
I could make.
Watch the white
SK
line
Modified
located.
Fix Series
We've
here
got
at
2
Martinsville.
laps to
Gonna
set
go
a
out for
decent
qualifying. We're gonna try to get one lap in. I'm gonna hope that I just missed out on top split and not that this is the strongest strength of field that registered for this time slot. So we'll see what happens. We're car number 2. Like I said, I'm really hoping I just missed out on the top split. One car is going to be really quick. Turn a qualifying lap quite a bit quicker than what I could do. We'll see if we can get anywhere near it. Looks like I'll be just outside of the 2s. 26.
P2.
It's good for second right now, which is not where I want to start. Much rather be
That's the
on the inside.
P2.
Unfortunately, we don't hit that. Yeah, quite a bit faster. 10th off of what the 1 has, but quite a bit quicker than the 7 or the 4. So maybe we'll get lucky. We can get away, get into like 3rd or 4th, and then try to work our way through past every wreck that happens. Guarantee you there's going to be a ton of those. So we'll just see what we can do. It's going to be 40 laps of madness and hopefully not 40 laps of losing my safety rating, because still at a 1.5 after the Truck Series race. If you haven't watched that, see fixed at Iowa. It was not very pretty. So we'll try to do what we can. Hopefully I can just start getting some clean races in, be able to grind it back up. I know short tracks, especially open wheel series, are not the way to do that typically. Especially here at Martinsville. For whatever reason, they just always seem to be terrible at Martinsville. Although the only thing I'm hoping that is maybe with this not having cautions, the wrecks can kind of strain things out. And if I can survive it for the first 10 or 15 laps, might get strung out enough that I can just try to get away and grind something out. Looking at the 1 at his iRating, this is the top split. That's really bad. I expected this to be a much better split, given that it's the first race of the week, but I guess I was wrong. Martinsville probably scared a bunch of people away, so we'll just make the most of it. 2K strength field, not great, but hey, take what we can get out of it. Probably going to run the Tour Mod fixed, so you'll see 2 mod races back to back, and then it just depends on what I have time for, what I feel like. Arco looks pretty cool at Rockingham. Haven't driven it yet to see what the setup's like. C fixed it. Vegas could be interesting. That's going to be a lot of momentum based.
40 laps. P2.
Super lates are at, I don't even remember where they're at, honestly. We'll be running late models eventually. Late models is at
car in the outside lane.
North Wilkesboro. Tour mods are at North Wilkesboro. Trying to figure out, I don't remember where super lates are, honestly. So we're going to do the best we can to try to stay close to the 1, although it's not going to be easy. Try to get some aggressive scrubbing into the tires, try to get some heat in it. We'll get some heat in through the brakes. Use a little bit of brake. Move the brake bias back in the garage all the way back through to 55%. And I'm kind of dragging a little bit on entry, not a crazy amount, but a little bit. Just try to help set it so that it doesn't slide up the track. It helps manage the tire temps a little bit and keeps the momentum up as much as possible. And then we'll hopefully just try to keep the tires cool, especially the right front side.
All right, Jake, nice and neat. Stay out of trouble.
We'll see where the 1's gonna go. He's gonna push us up the track. It's off and rolling. It's just part of being on the outside. It's a tough spot to be. 7 gets in front of us. Just let him go, get to the inside. Probably not going to be running as high of an entry as traffic, although there's the first wreck that takes out like half the field. So we get a massive break. Like I said, I don't think I have anything for the 1, so the goal is going to be to try to see if we get back to the 7 at some point, get by him.
P3.
But we've got no pressure from behind, so it's going to turn into a boring race if we get by the 7. We'll just try to take it as easy around the 7 as I can. See the one already pulling away. One car
just done
up
a
hot.
19.25. The guy ahead has just done a 19.51. P3.
Definitely think we're faster than the 7. Looks like some traffic getting onto pit road. Grab the fast repair. 7 pushes up way wide.
You got one right side.
Trying to get to his inside. See if we can take
Right
the inside
side.
away going into 1.
19.64.
He's still there. Clear outside.
Alright, that was the way to capitalize on his mistake. Get by him cleanly. We just gotta hope that he doesn't dive bomb us into the corner. And we should still start pulling away. Alright, so almost 2 seconds behind the 1.
P2.
No idea if I'll have enough speed to get to the 1, but we're gonna try to do what we can. Amongst all the left traffic that we now have. 15 is gonna be the first one we're gonna deal with. The 1 got lucky enough to get by him as he was coming out of pit road. Probably should have practiced a bit more to find the pace in it. Felt like it was going to be more luck surviving the wrecks than it was going to be the absolute raw speed. Still pulling away from us. 15's not holding us up yet, but it's going to come into play soon. Try to work to his inside here.
Right
With
side.
1.
Clear up high.
It gives us the
On your right. Clear high.
Does. Slots right in front of the 7. Tough break for the 7 there. Let's see what he's going to do. Almost makes contact with us. He's scaring me. I want to get away from him. The worst way. Well, the bright side is there's a lot of people that got involved in that wreck, so he's definitely holding the 7 up. Although the 7's a couple tenths back, so it's not like he's right on his back bumper. I hit the curb, gets us a little loose there, kills some momentum off. Lost about 3/4 of a second to the 1 during all that. Almost pushed wide into the wall. 1's running a 14 hard.
The gap behind is now 0.86.
It's not very happy with the 14.
19.46.
Drove 3 a little bit there. 15 pushes wide. 7, it's not quite there yet to the inside of him. The longer it takes him to get around, the more time it will give me, although I pushed way wide out of 2, got on the throttle too early. Hanging about even with the 1, but I think once we get to the 13, the 14, excuse me, we're probably gonna lose a few tenths. So we just managed to catch the 14 in the right way. 7 has still not been able to get by the 15.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
So that's really helping us. Gap's now 1.5 seconds.
Coming up on
It
your
goes high, so
outside
I
line.
caught that about the best way I possibly could. 2.6 back of 1.
You've just done a
Flip the
19.56.
curve again, trying to cut down and just cut down too much. See how much time it cost me off the corner. Seven's the gap now.
Well, that was a 19.
Way overdrove 1. Not catch that curve, trying to wait a little bit on the throttle, kind of killed the momentum off. I think I entered a little too low that time. When I'm not around traffic, that later apex is Definitely the way to go to keep the momentum up.
That last lap was a
Around traffic, I think it's a little more
19.61.
important to defend the bottom. 7 gets by the 14
The
with
gap
no
behind
issue.
is now 2.7
Finally
seconds.
disposed of the 15. I don't know if it was done via contact or just by speed. It's 2.5 back. I entered. Just cut down too early that time. I think I entered at the right spot, just cut it down a little too early. One's continuing to pull away. He's just got so much more pace than I do.
Your last lap time was at 19.70.
So, gonna need to go to school if I want to be faster in this week. Halfway down. Ready to go.
Jake, that's half distance. You're looking good for fuel.
Not gonna make any comments about quality of the race yet. Don't want to jinx myself and have something happen in the last half. Just trying to knock out some consistent laps.
You've just done a 19.61. The gap behind is now 2.6 seconds.
Full obsession last lap to try to work on consistency. Too early on the throttle there, cost me a little bit of time off.
You've just done a 19.66.
Ah, too early, clipped the curb. Alright, so we know this lap will be quite a bit slower than the last one. Should be able to go about a 10 faster the next lap. You can see how much time I gained off the corner. It's gonna be more than a 10th probably. Almost 4 seconds back of the one now.
Thank you.
Team gets into the wall on the backstretch. It's just to try to keep it clean, consistent.
That was a 19.60. The gap behind is now 2.9 seconds.
2.5 seconds back. 7.
Are you a fucking idiot?
3's not happy
That
with
lap
somebody.
time was
Sorry about the language.
19.60.
I picked up the throttle way too early. I had to pick it up. Got a blown up car on the inside. That's the 5. I guess that technically helped us pick up
That
a
was
couple
a
tenths on the 1. Not that that's
19.70.
gonna matter all that much. Too far back unless something happens to him. Especially with only 12 to go next time by. Team clips the curb.
Your lap time was 19.63.
Quite cut down enough. Team goes
One
way
car
low.
inside. They're low.
Out of 2. That worked out for us, but that was not what I expected to have happen. Back to 4 seconds back of the 1.
That lap was a 19.72. The gap behind is now 3.1.
7 still holding down 3rd. We're almost 3 seconds ahead of him
That last
now.
lap was a 19.68.
10 to go. Hate that this has been such a boring race, but I'm kind of okay with it from a safety rating
That lap
standpoint.
time was 19.65.
Usually my races at Martinsville, the short track stuff are me getting wrecked at some point in time. So I'm okay with how this is going.
That was a 19.
And we're running where we're supposed to, so can't complain about that. A little too tight off of 2 there. I think I'm just picking up the throttle a little too early now that the right front's warmer.
The gap behind's increased to 3.4.
So let it roll just a little bit more. You can see the difference that time. Five to go.
Your last lap time was a 19.68.
I think that was the 5 that disconnected. Ah, way too early there in 3 and 4.
That was a 19.69.
That time I turned in too late but cut too sharp. 3 to go.
Thank you.
Two laps left. We're on for a podium.
A lot of people are using the late apex. I just drove 1 and 2 like a complete idiot. Basically had to keep it off the wall.
The gap behind is
White
now
flag this
3.5
time.
seconds.
3 seconds back to the 7, so racing for my own pride.
Alright, Jake, 1 more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium.
Looks like we should
Just
finish
done a
exactly where we were supposed to.
20.03.
Qualified second, finished second. Nice win, Justin. Way to
On
drive.
the podium, good drive.
Alright, well, I'll take second place out of it. No incident points. Chicane rating as well. That was really unexpected for this
Pit lane
race.
speed limit is 35
We
miles
got
per
lucky
hour.
to have avoided the wreck that happened. That was pretty brutal in the back. We'll see how many people it took out, but really thankful to have run it the way we did. Let's see. 5 cars finished on the lead lap. Wow, that's rough. That's rough. 6 and the 12 I don't think were ever in the race to begin with, so we started 13. So let's take a look at the beginning. Get that done, and we'll take a look at the beginning to see what happened. Kind of want to watch this start. I mean, the 1 did exactly what he needed to do. It really turned in like I thought, which he was just using it to cut down, and he just went, and the 7 came behind him. 7 didn't even get a good start. 7 could have been so much closer to him. I had nowhere to go. Starting on the outside like that, I was absolutely torched. So I got lucky enough to have that wreck behind. So let's see what happens here. I think the 5 gets taken out by the 15. 15 just dives it in, hits the 5, sends him around. 3 gets into it, 10 gets into it. Okay, it wasn't quite as many people as I thought, but yeah. Let's watch that one more time. I think the 15 just, the 5 was taking the little bit of a higher entry, later entry to late apex it. If I was him where the 15 was, I probably would have entered a little bit earlier to try to defend that inside, prevent that, although it looks like the 15 would have dropped. It's just torpedo him straight in the back and sent him around, so don't think it would have made too much of a difference. 5 was kind of already committed to that line, and the 15 dove it in, makes contact with him, sends him around. 3's trying to figure out where to go, unfortunately. I think, let's see the 3. 3 jumps on the brakes. He might have saved it if it wouldn't have been for the 10 coming in. Let's look at it from the 10. Like, I think the 10 just dives in really hard. Yeah, I don't think he really thought that was going to do much. I think he just thought he could drive it in hard and be free of it. And he makes contact with the 15, but... Yeah, I mean, phew, it's a bit rough. Let's look at it from the 15's perspective. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he probably thought the 5 was going to give him a line, and that was clearly not the case. Maybe he didn't know that that was, the preferred line. But he just, I don't know. I don't think he was making the corner even if the 5 stayed up. The 5 would have had to probably give him another half lane for the 15 not to get into him. So, tough break. Like I said, took out half the field. And the 10 finds himself on the wall. Runs it all the way around the backstretch. Now he's just in front of the 10. 5 again, kind of continuing to take that line, which again, with somebody around, I wouldn't have been doing. 10 hits the curb, gets up into him, and then, I don't know, it's kind of net code there. Maybe a slight bit of contact. 5 gets a really good run, gets into the 15. They both go hard to the inside wall. 15 blows up. 3 has to basically stop to get by him, still gets contact with the wall. 13 shoves way wide, goes in for a basically 4-wheel slide. Alright, we're gonna find out why the 1 gets a 2x. Maybe that contact right there, I think. The end of the race? Yeah, that was it. So, all those incident points you see throughout the field, those all happened right off the beginning, basically. So, we'll take it though. 2nd place finish. Go take a look at the results. Hopefully that should be something positive. 2nd split was an 863. Wow, that's nuts. Yeah, I just expected a better field out of this. So, hate that it kind of created a boring race, but I guess glad that you got something decent out of it. I don't know, like that's rough. I definitely expected a better race than that. So, 2nd place, we were never in the same ballpark as the 1. 10th and a half off basically on race fast lap. I mean, I was kind of dealing with the 7s, so I probably could have gone a little bit faster, but it was not going to be the difference between getting to the 1. He was pulling away the entire way. The only time we gained time was when he had issues with lap traffic, so I wasn't ever getting there. So we'll take a 0x out of it, 0.25 on the safety rating, and also gain 53 on iRating, so just under 3100 now. So that's coming out of an SK race. I'm really happy with that, especially at Martinsville. Especially with it being a 2K strength field, I would expect some of the guys to be a lot worse and us to potentially get something. But once that initial wreck happened, lap traffic for me, for the most part, was pretty clean. I was pretty happy with that. So, sorry it wasn't a more interesting race. We had that little bit of a run behind the 7, and he made the mistake, so I just had to take advantage of it. Probably would have taken a little longer to set the pass otherwise, but would have tried to find a way to do it cleanly. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and we'll see if the rest of the week goes this way or if it turns back into a melee. So, love to hear from you guys, and until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.